Here's my audience. Good evening and thank you for coming. My name is Ashley Murphy and I will be talking to you all about why mental illness matters to me and also to other people all around the world. My mother is affected by mental illness due to medical malpractice. When she was 17 years old, she went to a hospital in Columbus, Georgia to get an eardrum replacement. When the anesthesiologist gave her the anesthesia, he gave her too much, and when the procedure was done, she had a cardiac and pulmonary arrest, which means she died. They brought her back to life, but enough time had passed to where she didn't have oxygen go to her brain completely. So she, as a result, she has frontal lobe brain damage to this day. She has been taken advantage of many times. She has been treated unfairly in very many instances. She's not been able to raise or support a family due to this, and she cannot control her emotions or make logical decisions. And she has not been able to get or keep jobs for a long period of time due to her not being able to make logical decisions or communicate with people like people do on a day-to-day basis. When this occurred to her, her friends abandoned her because they did not know how to take it. They didn't know how to act towards her because she obviously wasn't the same person she was before it happened. So they left her instead of, trying to help her through it. And overall, she doesn't live a normal life at all like most people do. And I honestly think that this is something that we take advantage of and take for granted, because you never know when something as simple as getting an ear replacement is going to affect you or turn you into a completely different person. How other mentally ill patients are affected is similar to how my mom is affected, but stigma and discrimination. 9 in 10 mental illness patients say that stigma and discrimination cause them to have a negative effect on their life, which my mom is a true example of that. And also negative beliefs. People tend to hold negative beliefs regardless of their age, what they know about mental illness, and whether they know somebody that's affected with mental illness or not. They have no idea what to think, and they don't seem to be normal, so they automatically just say, oh, they're weird, I don't want to accept them, so they don't. The negative life conditions that are resulted from a person that has mental illness. There was a study done to show that life conditions were worse in severely mental illness patients than they were in a mentally healthy population. And the results were that the life quality of the different groups were in fact different from the normal and the not normal, mentally ill patients. And the mentally ill patients were proven to be treated worse than the patients that were mentally healthy. Other ways that mentally ill patients are affected, social exclusion, like I explained with my mom, how her friends just abandoned her. It's an important risk factor for mental health for people that are affected by a mental issue, because they need people to surround them and help them rather than them be by themselves, because there's no telling what they would do because they simply can't help it. And 2/3 of men under the age of 35 with mental health problems die by suicide. And that's a huge problem. If people were surrounded by them and loving them and helping them, then they more than likely wouldn't, kill themselves over something, because they would have somebody there with them to protect them. And they're also treated as inferior, as I also explained with my mother. Other people, this has been proven with other people as well, and professionals across the world have low expectations of what people with mental problems can do and what they can achieve. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate y'all being here and listening to everything that I have to say. I hope that y'all learned a little bit more about why mental illness matters and why it's such an overlooked issue, not only in my life, but in multiple people's lives as well. Thank you.